All right, let's jump into the next subject of the show. We got a teaser for Into the Spider-Verse 2.
This is like the teasiest tease. The teasiest tease that has ever been teased.
Ryan is titillated.
I am. Extremely.
What did we see? Because we saw so much, Ryan.
Actually, that's kind of true. Like, there was a lot crammed into this.
For like a 10-second clip?
Yeah, like the smallest little clip you've ever seen.
Like, there was a lot of information potentially provided. What did we see?
A bunch of different logos.
Just Spider-Man logos.
Am I wrong? I feel like it was a bunch of recreations of like that graffiti Spider-Man logo that Miles made in the first movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that was on his uniform that he made.
Absolutely right.
So these are different versions of it.
And we know...
That's all that was in the clip. It was all just a bunch of flashes of different logos.
Right.
No dialogue. There was barely any music in the background. No words, really, other than... Was there a release date?
No release date that I saw.
There was a release date.
No, and it's just quick. Like, you have to slow it down. You have to go frame by frame to...
That's where the fun is, though.
It really is. So let's actually talk about some of the ones that are being spec'd on, because we have a handful of Spider-Man logos that look different, which are then getting people to try to figure out, okay, who are we going to see in the next movie?
Right, because the whole premise of this story was the Spider-Man from different comic book universes. They're all like joining forces in these movies. So
Exactly.
It's only natural to expect that the sequel is going to bring in more spider things, spider characters, spider people from various Spider-Verses. Who might they be?
All right, so the first one that people are specking on is this blue-looking Spider-Man logo.
Yeah.
And we also have the first appearance of that character right here, featured in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. It's a free comic book day from 2007 that we're going to be giving away here. First appearance of Mr. Negative.
Those free comic books actually ended up being worth something sometimes.
Yeah, this is actually worth more than the Amazing Spider-Man first appearance, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So comment down below. Let us know what you think about anything on the show. It enters you to win a book. And we're doing another giveaway later on in the show as well. But Mr. Negative.
Mr. Negative.
Why Mr. Negative? He was in the game.
He was just in that Spider-Man game from last year that I actually still haven't beaten. it was all over my radar last year, and I never finished it. But yeah, Mr. Negative was all over that game. It kind of raised his profile significantly. I noticed him pop up a couple of times in the Amazing Spider-Man comic since then, which I don't think was happening that much before the video game. I didn't even know who Mr. Negative was until then. He seems to be pretty recent, though, 2007 being his first appearance.
That's right. And, you know, the blue on the Spidey logo, it's given people enough to go on to start picking this up. But keep in mind, this is a book that people have been spiking, or that has been on spec radar for probably over a year now, mostly because of the game, but also because we know that Spider-Verse is introducing a lot more characters. Now, the next one here, I think is pretty cool. It could be, I mean, obviously, who knows? Any of this. This could all just be nothing.
This is all pure speculation.
They could have just been like, oh, these are just cool logos.
Let's just flip the color scheme around and mess with people's minds.
All right, but this next one, the next one is it's kind of a yellow and red Spider-Man logo.
Yeah.
And the first thing that was thought of was Leopardon.
Marveler?
Yeah.
Right? The Spider-Man from Japan?
That's right. The one that would be kind of more similar to a Power Rangers character.
Yes.
We have Spider-Man who's got the wristband that controls this like mecha suit.
He's so cool.
He's actually really cool.
We watched a little bit of this show.
I wasn't as familiar.
Neither was I. I was vaguely aware.
Cool, dude.
He's so awesome.
Marveler, change Leopardon.
I want to find like a DVD set of this or something. Like
we'll show a couple clips, but it's as crazy as you would expect. You know, miniatures flying through the air, and
it literally looks like Power Rangers.
It's Spider-Man Power Rangers, and
Yes.
I love Power Rangers. Shout out, Boom! You know, like heck yeah, it's so dope. But this character, Leopardon, he actually made his first appearance in ASM issue number 12. You know,
Which is pretty modern.
Yeah, a more modern
His first
book.
appearance in comics was in the past 10 years, less than 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it was clearly like a reference to the old, Japanese show that people found awesome.
Now you think this may be a stretch, right? I mean, this is a really deep cut character.
We're getting all this from Red and Yellow?
Yeah, but if you look at the Easter egg that was in Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales, he's drawn.
There was a drawing of some kind of mech looking machine.
Right? That's an Easter egg for that character. It has to be.
Yeah.
They don't go out of their way to do something like that. So maybe this is leading to that. We don't know. But who's another character that may be yellow and red?
Another character that I think might be more of a sure thing for this movie, at least more of a possibility than the Japanese Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew.
Correct.
She has a red and yellow costume.
And we actually had word back in December. This was done by released by Gizmodo, but they had Amy Pascal totally drop that they are planning on a Silk, Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, and a Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy spinoff, but also a team up of these characters. And that was back in December.
Interesting.
So that gives credibility to the spec that this actually may be Spider-Woman.
She's definitely on their radar, it sounds like.
And a book that has been on spec radar over this last year because of that was Spider-Woman Alpha, which is the first team up of these characters. Now, we just mentioned Cindy Moon, something that I haven't seen tweeted. This was brought to my attention from Nick over at Key Collector. If you go through frame by frame, there is a Spider-Man logo with a crescent moon above it. And if you got to pause it just right to see it, and we'll show it to you, comic fan, but there is a crescent moon above that logo.
It's definitely a moon.
Cindy Moon, maybe?
Maybe.
I'm thinking maybe. So, all right. So there is some characters here that may or may not be in the upcoming movie, but let's just look at the impact Spider-Verse had on the collector's market. People are buying Spidey ham, all right? Like crazy.
That movie won an Oscar. That was a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah.
All right. So who knows what this is going to lead to and how this will affect the collector's market. We'll be covering when it does.
Thank you, Bendis, for making Miles Morales.